this? There it is. So, wait, no, that's not it. Sorry. On oh my god, I'm sorry, I can't find it now.
Oh, you're fine, bro. Let me just keep asking you questions, and if you want to still show me the video, then that's perfectly fine, but you don't have to, okay?
Okay.
So can you kind of tell me, like, what strategies have you found to be helpful when you do have to wait in lines?
I can't stand in a regular line for more than maybe like 20 minutes, but even that, I can't do a line for 20 minutes and then go get in another line for 20 minutes. I have to do a lot of walking around. Like, I have to walk it off. It's
Gotcha.
crazy. It controls my whole life. It's the entire reason that I go by myself, because nobody else should have to deal with all this. So I don't want to, put myself through extra pain so somebody else can have a good time, and when I can't get out of bed the next day. And I don't want to make their day just like they're spending their money on a ticket and they have to run around with me or hang out by themselves.
So can you tell me how this has been accommodated in other settings to lessen the chance of that happening?
Well, with Disney, it was always DAS, and whatever they called it before that. Universal, I have the IBCCES. Everything else in my life, my entire life kind of revolves around it.
Okay. What about like maybe work or school or airport or other places where you have to wait?
It's all remote.
Okay.
Airports, I have the pre-check and everything. And still on that, I have to be on such insane amounts of pills that I could not go to a theme park and handle myself on that. Because, yeah, that's public intoxication or whatever. I found it. So it dislocates in 2 spots. I can do it on purpose, which I only did for this video. Oh, is it reflecting? But I don't typically do it on purpose. It's only for doctors. But it happens on its own too. So it pops out, and then this is the part that's the most painful, is the lower one. And once that one pops out, my day is done. I have to basically lay down in the back of my car for hours, and I'm in pain for the entire next day. So only did it for that video so I would never have to do it in front of a doctor again. Yeah. So it's weird.
Sorry about the pain it's causing you.
It's insane, yeah. But the plus side is it happened when I was so young that I don't remember what it's like to not be in pain. So I'm going to put a positive spin on that.
So can you give me an example of like things that make it worse usually? Is it just kind of sitting and standing and...
Yeah, I have a treadmill in front of my TV. I can't sit on a couch. I have to walk like 5 miles a day because it was from my spine. Like, several vertebrae were crushed when I was a kid, and because that was like 7, God, I'm old, like 28 years ago, there is a ridiculous amount of arthritis, and it's so embarrassing. It makes me feel ancient, but I have to move around. I have to do a lot of walking to kind of alleviate that, and then laying down. So I'm either laying down or walking.
Gotcha. And so...
And after like driving there because I'm sitting in the car for so long. I can't even get on things in the morning when the lines are really slow because I have to walk around a lot to really walk it
Gotcha.
off. Actually, what I normally do is I park in Hollywood Studios, take the Skyliner over to Epcot, and just walk around there for a while before I go in. But yeah, it controls my whole life.
Yeah. What accommodations have you received in other aspects of your life?
Like what else?
I think school. Did we talk about
Remote,
school?
yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Everything remote.
I mean, I graduated like, oh my God, like 15 years ago. So it wasn't even that bad yet back when
Gotcha.
yeah, but it's only gotten worse and it's really hit me hard over the past 5 years. You turn 30, it's
Gotcha.
all over.
So thank you for everything you share with me. It kind
Yeah,
of helps me guide our decision. So as you know, there has been some changes to the DS. So
mm-hmm.
the DS is intended for people with autism or autism like that are able to wait in lines.
That's not true because they recommended it to me.
Yeah, and I mean that must have been a few years ago, but there has been some changes. But there are other accommodations that Disney's providing.
I've tried
And the
those in Disneyland and I was in the emergency room. I literally require DAS to be able to go because it's just the other things just aren't an option for me. I've tried. They told me I had to try and go back and explain why they didn't work, and I did that. But
Gotcha.
I'm just never going
Yeah,
back
are
there
you
again.
able to kind of take over and help our guests with anything that you can think of that can be beneficial for her?
Yeah,
Awesome.
I gotcha.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Y'all have a great week, okay?
All right, you too.
Bye.
Okay. So let's go over. So you said, what exactly did they tell you in Disneyland to say to the cast members when you were asking for alternate accommodations? Because maybe that was like a miscommunication on their part. So let's try to solve this.
Just explain to them why I can't stand in line and why that can't be accommodated with a wheelchair. And
okay.
Just publicly announce my medical information in front of everybody listening and judging me if I'm one of the fakers.
Well, again, I want to disclose that you absolutely do not have to share any kind of medical information, and they should not ever ask you to share any medical information because that is your private information and they are not entitled to know that. So if you just say to them that you spoke with the accessibility team and you weren't eligible for the DAS and you'd like to know what the alternate accommodations are that they can offer, then they'll be able to help you that way. Because like I said, they do have like the alternate entrances that you can use and they might be able to make exceptions because it is just yourself.
I just don't understand how I'm not eligible when they're the ones that told me about it in the first place. And
Who told you about it?
Cast members.
Was this recently that they...
Not recently. I've been going for years.
Yeah, well, because we did have some changes with what's eligible and what's not eligible.
But how is something
that may have
a condition? Sorry? How is a condition that only gets worse and doesn't get better and makes it physically impossible for me to do that? How is that no longer eligible?
Well, because the DAS as of now is intended for guests who, due to developmental disabilities like autism,
but why is that? Because that doesn't make sense. Because what happens with them, I know people with autism. I grew up in a group home. There's a lot of people with autism. What happens with them is a meltdown. I also have a meltdown because I'm in pain and I panic because I'm in pain, because I'm terrified I'm going to stop breathing. So it's the same reaction.
Okay, would you like me to bring in another healthcare professional so you can talk about those meltdowns and see what they say?
Okay.
Well, I can do that, but I don't know that they're going to be able to override anything or any decisions that we've made, okay?
Okay.
Okay, give me 1 second.